I will be back. So
Sounds good.
Did you post this already?
On Chematech?
Yeah.
I did not yet, although I did just do the factoid on
Ah,
IRC/Sachs. I should
nice.
probably also bring up the Dyn map because that would be good to look at.
That's what I'm doing. I've got two screens, one for the map, one for the game.
What are we doing all the way out here in Queens? I wanted to make
I'm working my
Times.
way towards the city. I'm just
Okay.
following the roads.
I did want to make Times Square be the spawn point.
I was gonna say you should make the spawn point be like New York City Hall or something like
It's a good idea.
like the not the capital of the city, but
Yeah. Yeah, City Hall is a reasonable choice.
all right, I'm gonna go back to mute so I don't interrupt you guys.
Sounds good. Thank you. Hey, how's it going? PB, long time no see. How's life treating you, PB? Also, is my audio okay? What's up, Tater? Hello and welcome. This isn't trains this time, but hopefully just as interesting. You can check out the Dyn map for the server TI Freak8X and I are going to be playing on tonight at mc.geopie.pe. A tad quiet. Okay, I can see if I can boost the volume a bit. Let's see. Tell me if this makes it real staticky. Test, test, test. Is that maybe not static? Looks like it might be.
Yeah, that made it staticky.
Damn. Thanks, Alex.
hello, hello.
Hello. There we go. I'll just stick with these slightly quiet. Ah. I don't know if they can hear you from me. Hmm. Can y'all hear TI
Can you
Freak8X?
hear? OBS is picking you up.
Cool. Then hopefully OBS is picking you up.
Well, good to hear. We should have probably done some more testing beforehand, but hey, it's all good.
We'll do it live.
You aren't a real streamer unless there's scuff, so. So this is my good friend Kerr Martian, who we sadly do not stream together enough. We're going to have to fix that going forward.
Indeed, and this is my good friend TI Freak8X, with whom, yeah, I don't stream with nearly as much as I'd like. We've been playing Minecraft together for probably about a decade now, though.
Mm-hmm. It's been a good hot minute.
I found the
Could
picture.
you hook us up with some teleports so we can all be within similar
I
distances of each other?
absolutely can. I think I will send myself to Times Square, then bring you all there as well. So I posted in the Minecraft chat, which doesn't help the people on stream chat very much, that there's a Dyn map for the server at mc.geopie.pe that y'all can follow along with if you so desire. All right, where do I want to go? I want to
Oh,
go
hello, Beck. Hello.
585.
Thank you for the 5-month subscription.
Ah, Beck. What's up, Beck?
Welcome to the stream, friend.
Broadway and 44th. That seems reasonable.
Ah! Whoa!
And I brought Comic Idiot over as well.
It's a comic. Say hi, comic. Where are you going?
He's got comic things to do.
Ooh.
This looks real good.
Oh, man, I wish I'd have...
Are you using...
Should have taken my picture here.
Right now, TF Freak?
No, Minecraft and Optifine were having some clashing issues, so I've stopped using it.
Huh.
Every other time I'd start the launcher, it'd crash, so...
I noticed that it seems to crash after I play on a server and then quit, but as long as, you know, I'm just playing, it's fine. The other thing, because...
Yeah, for me, every...
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Every time what happens?
Every other time that I started the thing up, it would just go to a crash screen, and then it would let me play when I restarted it.
That's irritating. The problem I'm having that's the most annoying is because this world takes advantage of the new 1.17 height limit. This is a 1024 meter tall world. The tops of the buildings flicker, which is a known chunky problem. Not chunky, Optifine. The bits of the building above 256 meters. Ooh, that is pretty, though. That is real pretty. Yes, if anybody would like to join the server, you're welcome to. At least to the people, you know, we know and love from Chematech. We haven't added too many protections to the server yet, so I'll probably stick with whitelisting the known quantities for now.
So, Kerm, for the people on our streams that don't know about GeoPipe and what it's doing, could you give us a little bit of the lowdown?
I would be happy to. By the way, am I the proper volume on your stream, TI Freak, or do I sound quiet?
Beck, could you tell? I imagine he's probably got one of us muted.
Right, that makes sense.
I've never played Minecraft, but it's fun to watch. It is a lot of fun to play if you're one that is great with taking what you can see in your mind and applying it to a sandbox environment. Sadly, I'm not one of those that can build structures that well, but when it comes to the redstone and automation and stuff, I've gotten halfway decent at, I can say.
More than that, I'd say.
Beck claims that Kerm is slightly quieter on TI stream.
That's what the people on the Kerm stream are saying as well, and I'm looking for how I can boost my microphone just a little bit.
I'm turning you up a little bit in terms of the desktop audio pickup from OBS.
Alrighty. I don't know if I can make OBS. Well, you know what I'll do? I'll turn down my system volume just a little bit, and hopefully then I can just boost the volume in post.
I seem to have lost you guys.
Which guys? The people on the server? I'm standing on top of a building, and also I'm going to make it day. I'm probably going to do that a lot.
I see you were attempting to get a counter of some sort put in.
A counter? Oh, yes. One of our employees' friends is a Minecrafter, built a great Rockefeller Center Christmas tree that I will show you shortly. But yeah, has also been prepping for us to be able to do a New Year's Eve ball drop. So
nice.
Yeah.
I found you.
I leapt off of the building I was standing on top of. There you are. Yes. So you asked about GeoPipe. Yeah. So let me explain what TI Freak 8X and I are wandering around in. So, in short, this is New York City. Basically, no, actually 1.17 height limit. Sorry. They introduced the ability to have tall worlds in 1.17, but I'll get back to that. So, This is New York City. This is all 5 boroughs, about 400 or 500 square miles of New York City in one-to-one scale in Minecraft. So GeoPipe is my startup. It builds 3D copies of the real world as virtual worlds for gaming and simulation and beyond. We have customers in everything from entertainment to training autonomous vehicles to things like architecture and real estate. And in order to create these huge worlds, we have, if you'll excuse the term AI, that looks at raw sensor data, things like photographs and laser scans and maps, figures out exactly what's in the world, like where the buildings are and where the windows are and where the trees are and where the roads are and where the water is. And then some of our customers use that data directly. You know, you can do things like count how many millions of windows there are in San Francisco, or you can take the 3D models that we generate from those worlds and bring them into Unity or your favorite 3D editing program, or even 3D print them back into physical objects. But one thing we've done recently is create a demo to help people understand, you know, what it means to bridge real reality and virtual reality. And for that, we've created this Minecraft exporter. This actually comes from an idea that I had with my good friend and colleague, Elf Prince 13, Thomas Dickerson, many a year ago. It made a little bit of a splash. You know, it was very, very rudimentary, but you know, that it definitely inspired us to think about what it would mean to put the real world into virtual space. So this is kind of a fun culmination of bringing that full circle back to being able to digitize reality into games. And TI Freak is joining me for a little bit of a shakeout to look through this world together, see what we can find, critique it as needed, and we're going to be launching this to the public very, very soon, probably on Monday. So everyone will be able to come and take a look.
And the reason why I'm getting tasked with doing this is because pretty much over the last decade and a half, anytime Herm had some software he wanted to see if it could be broken, he just handed it to me, and it usually happened within 15 minutes.
Absolutely.
I am very good at destroying Kerm's software.
I was mentioning that to somebody recently. I said, you know, we need this tested. I really should ask my friend TI Freak, because he has a particular skill in breaking anything I create. I'm tempted to switch out of Optifine. It really is being super annoyingly flashy running around the tall buildings.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was playing, when I would work, that it was flashing at weird chunk levels and stuff. And
Yep. By the way, one of the fun things, because this is such a huge map, we added these signs that will let you figure out where you are. So if you have gone around New York City and you happen to know a little bit about how it's structured, you can use these signs to find your way. If not, again, mc.geopie.pe has a dime map.
That is an interesting tree placement.
So this is also useful background. Since it is AI, it does its best to figure out what's in the world. It's always learning how to do better, and it certainly does sometimes make mistakes. For the purposes of Minecraft, I told it, if you decide there's a tree in a road, you're probably wrong. Just shove that tree onto the nearest sidewalk. That may yield interesting results. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, kind of like how this intersection itself is probably laid out.
Where are you?
It did. Yeah, right there.
There you are. So this is actually legitimate. This is an interesting one. Are you talking about the road being depressed here, or?
Well, sort of that, but it's just the way that the, I guess this would be the concrete sidewalk here.
Right.
It just, if you look at it from up here, how not straight it is to the right side there. Comparatively speaking, looking behind you the other way, it looks almost perfect.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one. I believe this is correct. They've been doing some rearrangement of Times Square, which is where we are, Times Square, New York City. I'm looking south. This is looking north. So they've been turning a lot of the roads into pedestrian walking spaces. So I think they actually
Mm-hmm.
did cut a bit of road out here to make more space for pedestrians because the sidewalks would get real crowded. And then this part over here, I think, is a pedestrian plaza where there's no road at all. You have to turn
I
left or
gotcha.
right here. Yep.
Beck is requesting a possible whitelist.
I think we can whitelist Beck. I have Pieman here requesting a whitelist. Pieman 7272. And I have to. Oh, I guess I didn't disable passive mobs. That player does not exist. 7373. It would help if I could read the chat properly. What is Beck's name? In-game name?
Hey, Beck, what is your in-game name? I have since spaced it. I do have Icy Beck Crafter.
All one
Oh,
word?
Icy. Yeah, here. ICY
Yep.
BECK
Yep.
A Crafter.
A crafter. I see Beck a
Yep.
crafter. All right, you've been whitelisted, Beck. Feel free to join us.
I think going into your deployment phase, you might want to take your signs. While I agree they probably should be as high as they are to mimic real life stuff,
Yeah.
you might want to have it duplicate the sign down low at a more readable
Oh, that's a
point,
good idea.
like two or three blocks high.
That's a good idea.
Because from here, I can't even make out any of the words.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good idea. That is a very good idea.
Now you better mark the calendar. It only happens every so many years. And
Let's
this
see.
looks like a mumbo jumbo creation. As a matter of fact, I know 110% this is a mumbo jumbo creation.
Interesting. This is
The
a
fact
very
that the
interesting
number
one.
is incorrect, that they got something misaligned.
What's with all the cauldrons?
You can actually detect power source off of them. So that's
Oh,
how they were doing it.
interesting. I haven't had enough time to play Minecraft lately to know all of the newest redstone tricks.
Believe it or not, he was showing that off in 1.8 or
Wow.
9.
All right. All right.
It's it's been a. I actually showed you the idea, but I think the video even at some point. But the picture that I showed you was only of just the numbers, and we was
Got it.
gonna do it for the the one with the tree. Was it 1.9?
No, that was later than that. The big tree, like the mother tree.
Yeah.
I think that was the 1.13 server, wasn't it?
No, that was. No, the mother tree was 1.9 because we went from what we had to that one.
Okay.
That was when Elemental. It was 1.12. So what was 1.9?
I think that was the really primitive server that had the spawn up on the hill.
Point 9 was that Roman spawn inspiration.
Oh, okay.
No, that ended 1.8 because that's when I started playing the server. 1.9 we got our elytra. That was when we got the tree. And then we exited out of that one in 1.12, I think, to the Atlantean cityscape, which is what we just finished.
Right. That's
I'm 85% certain of the correctness of that.
I forget where I was. Oh, I was actually giving a talk to some people I know about the different Minecraft servers I've played on, and I was trying to remember all the Arcadias, and I was having a real hard time because I know Pizza Boy and I, and you were part of some Arcadias too, have been part of 10. I think it's 10 Arcadias. There was one where Pizza Boy did it by himself. There was one where Ti Freak and I think we did it without Pizza because Pizza was busy that year. I think one of them I did on my own. So
Mm-hmm.
there's too much to remember. Yeah, this is Java Edition. This is the GeoPipe New York City Minecraft server running Java Edition. This is 1.17.1 right now. The newest 1.18 paper isn't quite stable enough, so we're probably going to launch with 1.17 and then switch to 1.118 when paper gets stable.
Smooth. No.
The mountain spawn was before the huge tree. Yeah, that's for sure. That I definitely remember. I don't remember the versions that they corresponded to. Thanks, James. Hey, good to see you, James. Yeah, it was.
Okay, so
It's been a minute since we met in New York City, James. I'm gonna pop out of Minecraft and play the non-Optifine
fix it.
version. Yeah, because this is a little bit annoying. Can't really see the tops of the buildings if they're phasing in and out. Stand by. Technical difficulties. Let's see.
This means you're more of a streamer. Extra scuff.
So this term scuff, that's a new one on me. Is that a streaming specific term?
I was introduced to it with my forays into the current streaming world with the VTubers and all that. It's just a term I've picked up.
Okay, got it. Cool. Alrighty, there we go.
Well, this is an interesting formation of colors. I am currently at Broadway, West 42nd Street.
Alrighty. Let me come
Wow.
Oh, this is an interesting one. Yeah. So, peeking behind the curtains a little bit, when it's not sure exactly what it's looking at, sometimes it'll just take like an aerial photograph and try to render that directly to Minecraft blocks. So that's exactly what it's trying to do. It's basically doing like pixel art.
Well, I'm just more on the road section over here.
Gotta turn my clouds off. I hate clouds. Stand by. By the way, why is view bobbing? Oh, it's not on. Good. Did it used to be on by default? Because that's one of my
I think
pet
so,
peeves.
but there's been such an uproar for it that I think they finally stopped.
That's good. Yeah, so the tops of the
Like
buildings were blinking. Sorry, Michael, because I was using Optifine, and this map is using the new feature that was introduced in. So in 1.17, you could use data packs to make your worlds taller than 256 meters. You could make them up to, I think, about 4K blocks. And then, as I think a lot of you know, if you play Minecraft, 1.18 makes 384 the new default height in meters. But again, you can push them up to 4K if you want. So this is 1.17.1 with a 1,000 meter tall world.
Good Lord.
That looks much better. And renders a little faster.
Probably should look into turning off fog.
Ah, yes, you should. What do you have your chunk rendering limit set as?
18 at the moment.
Ah, I have mine maxed out to 48. I did recently upgrade my...
graphics.
Oh, is it that large, Icyback? Interesting. Didn't even realize that. That's super cool. So until GeoPipe gets into some more mountainous areas, I think we'll be okay. We do have Salt Lake City, which is about a mile above sea level. So probably going to have to worry about that. This is a very tall building. Let's see where I am. I'm at y equals 380 meters on top of this building. That's about 1,000 feet in the air.
Alright, so I went ahead and maxed out mine as well. Getting 30 FPS when I'm moving.
Very nice.
I haven't really tried. It's dropping down to 20. Cow. But yes, getting rid of the clouds and such definitely helped.
Cool. Whitelisting all the Chemitechians here. Generally trust them not to cause too much chaos. Maybe that's misplaced trust. Let me show you the tree that someone was working on earlier, if you don't mind.
Sure. Where are we going?
We want to go towards Uptown, which is positive Z. So that is this ways. Right now we're at 42nd and Broadway. Where are you?
I am way in the sky.
Icybeck, if you take a look at mc.geopie.pe, you can probably figure out where you are and where we are. That is our Dine map.
Hey, a sign.
64th and Elwell Crescent. That's way out in Queens. I need to fix that spawn. In fact, before I, keep playing, let me do that. Plop myself right down in this little pedestrian area here. And set spawn. Nope, that's not it. Set world spawn. Alright. Do you mind if I TP you to me, Icybeck?
I'd be good for it.
Assume Icybeck doesn't mind.
I wonder what this is supposed to be, though. Where am I at? West 40th and 8th Avenue.
What are we looking at here? Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. 8th Avenue.
I wonder what's supposed to actually be here.
40th. Oh, this is... Could it be? Is this the beginning of the High Line? Yes, I think this is the beginning of the High Line. No, that can't be. Not it. 40th. That's below 34th. JK. 40th and 8th Avenue. Nearby, there's the Port Authority bus terminal. That's very strange. I'm going to have to look into this. This is an interesting one. And it continues all the way down 8th Avenue here to the north. Huh. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it does go quite a ways. Like, a long, far way.
Yeah. All the way up to past
all the way down
4th Street.
Wow.
Interesting. There was...
Might make a note.
Yeah, I'll make a note of that. Interesting.
Why is there a bed in the middle of the road?
A bed?
I remember seeing that. I just never said anything.
What? Where? Where do you see this bed, T.I. Freak?
Icybeck's posting about it.
Oh, okay. Maybe somebody was trying to get past night. That's the way to do it. So, follow me, sir, faster, if you don't mind.
Oh, where'd we go? I'm coming back to where I came.
Where'd you get to? I'm at 44th and 8th Avenue. There you are. Hello.
All right.
So let's go to
Lead away.
50th Street. Whee!
I wonder what the bits of gray here in the middle of the road is indicating.
So there's a separated bike lane on this avenue. So there's a little pedestrian island here. After you walk over the bike lane, there's a little place for pedestrians to stand to wait to cross the street. So that's what that is there.
Gotcha. Makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
Hey, we're like cats. We got the zoomies.
It's been discovered in my house that the cat here has significantly fewer zoomies if she gets to play a lot during the day, which is logical, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right, so we're heading east now on 50th Street towards Rockefeller Center, to the Rockefeller Center tree in front of 30 Rock. Let's see, this is 5th Avenue. There's a couple of...
Hey, Johnimus.
Hey, Johnimus. This isn't trains. I'm sorry, Tari. Tari has joined the chat. You do, absolutely, Pizza Boy. Aha. All right, so we've got the Rockefeller Center tree here. We were working on this earlier. It looked a little cooler with my shaders, but it's not doing its sparkly thing.
I was going to say there seems to be no active redstone going.
I'm going to spectator myself.
I don't have access to game modes.
Aha. Oh, there's a switch here. Ah, under this helpful trapdoor. Click. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's more like it.
Stuck in survival.
Huh. Game mode, Michael. Yes, let's set our game mode to Michael.
I'm gonna say he'll be fine.
Who else is on the server here? That's everyone for now. Yeah, that's pretty. Just walked past here yesterday. It was super crowded. Do not recommend in spooky COVID times. I would much rather be here virtually. Alright, there we go. Hello, cow. I don't remember there being cow in Rockefeller Center. Pie Man, it's mc.geopipe to enter the server, and it's mc.geopie.pe for the Dyn map.
So does New York typically have pools, I guess?
Yeah, so this is a fountain. It saw a fountain here, and it said, well, let's just make it a pool. Close enough. This is like an impressionist painting. You know, the AI dreaming New York City. It says, let's...
No, I have a way of making it cooler, though.
Oh, how's that?
This is a Time Lord painting.
It's bigger on the inside?
There you go.
Absolutely. Let's go check out a park. These are interesting trees. These are very short trees, and it decided, I guess, that they have to be inside the sidewalk. That's fine. Sometimes trees need to be in
bushes.
Sidewalks. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I have to say I'm a little sad that using the cobblestone, blackstone stuff, but...
So the reason for that specifically is it's one of the few blocks that's roughly asphalt and has half slabs. You'll notice that these roads...
No, I get you.
Yeah.
You don't have the issue where you'll see the outlines of each block.
Right. Yep.
No, I got you. I still don't like the block that much.
No, it's not that attractive. I tried a bunch of different things. I was trying to use polished blackstone slabs, I think it is, because they look a lot better. Mm-hmm. But over something like a road, it didn't really look like, a realistic road. Is it this guy?
I'm at East 57th, 5th, and West... What the heck kind of street naming is this?
I want to see this. Let's see, 57th you said. That should be right back here.
East 57th, 5th, and West 57th. Is this like the split of a road or something?
It is. That's funny. That's really funny. So, yeah, so 5th Avenue is the dividing line between East Manhattan and West Manhattan. So all the roads that are west of 5th Avenue or west whatever, like West 57th, and all the ones that are east are east, like East 57th. So this is where they meet. So our system said, well, the three streets that are meeting here, 5th Avenue, East 57th, and West 57th, let's put them all on the sign. Yeah, so I did want to do this, but when I put it over, like, something the size of a road...
like I said, I already looked at that and seen the grid and was very sad.
Yeah. It would be much better. And it even looks, more like a road to me, rather than, like, the cobble texture.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go.
Yeah, see, our city, where I currently reside, the roads east and west, north and south are actually split by the railroads because we are a crossroads town.
Interesting.
And it goes both directions. So anything south of the tracks is, indicated by south, and north it's east, etc.
Got it. I know that you've had some frustrations with those trains blocking you from getting from point A to point B.
Yes, but thankfully I live on the same side of the tracks as I work now, so
That's
I don't care.
That's good.
And no more paper routes, so that's even better.
That's good. I feel like I would enjoy sitting there and watching the trains. Maybe I would get frustrated after a while. Y'all know how much I love trains. So this
It
is
just kind of depends on if you're just watching or if you actually have to get across.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. This is Central Park here. One of the interesting things, if we want to work on a project, as you pointed out the last time we took a look through this, not all of the bridges are here. In particular, you'll notice that I'll show you this a little bit later where there's some highways. If you have something like, a complicated cloverleaf interchange of a road where it goes up and over, it all gets flattened down, which yields interesting results.
I can imagine.
There's a famous little bridge
They'll
here.
probably want...
You got some slabs? Nice, thank you. I was just
Yep.
going looking for those things. So what have you been working on your server lately? You've been doing single player, right?
I had been, but I've kind of taken a bit of a break from
Okay.
Minecraft of late.
Okay, what have you been playing instead then?
I've been doing a lot of Genshin Impact.
Okay.
Have been playing the new remake of Pokemon.
Nice. How's that?
Bringing back a lot of childhood memories with that one.
I was saying to somebody the other day, I play Pokemon Go as you know, TI Freak, and they asked, well, are you good at it? And I said, well, I don't know if I'm good at it. I catch a lot of Pokemon, but other than learning to throw excellent curveballs in Pokemon Go, that's about where the difficulty curve of catching Pokemon goes. But having never played, the mainline games as a kid, I don't instinctively know, like, oh, this is a ghost and fire type. You should use exactly this particular counter. So, I definitely wouldn't consider myself quote unquote good in that sense. Whereas I think you are,
Yeah.
You're probably one of those experts.
I may or may not have been playing since Red and Blue and Yellow, but time to allocate 16 gigs to Minecraft.
Absolutely.
Sadly, I can easily do that and not even touch what my memory is in my computer.
I was rendering some chunks, some big screenshots of this New York City map earlier with Chunky, and I recently basically completely rebuilt my desktop computer, and I realized, oh, I can allocate 16 gigs to Chunky and still leave 16 gigs for actually playing Minecraft.
I currently have 64 gigabytes of RAM and can upgrade to 128.
Nice. Very nice. Welcome back, Icy Beck. Comic. So there's, interestingly enough, historical fact, if I can push my glasses up on my nose with my index finger, a lot of neighborhoods in New York have a main street because originally they were little towns that were completely separate with just like farms in between. And then as the city grew and became more dense, they just sort of eventually joined together, and that's why there are like 10 different main streets. But as far as I know, there's no main street in Manhattan. Oh yeah, this is an ice skating rink. I think we talked about this last time, TI Freak, when you were giving me some feedback. This particular image was taken in the summer when there's a little amusement park set up at this ice skating rink. So that's why it's not made of ice. And I don't have World Edit installed, so let's not replace this chunk by chunk with ice. Hey, Pie Man.
Those poor flat carnival people.
They have been flattened. I think the voice may be locked. I think Comic said he locked the channel.
No, we're in the McMod voice, so it's admins and mods only.
Ah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Oh yeah, the underpasses.
My game mate straight cache again. I've got a render distance set all the way up, and I have shaders on. Oh god.
That'll test out your computer. Need all them cores.
Definitely turn on your thermal, gauges and such. Make sure she doesn't overheat and melt.
Can I give her any more, Captain?
Scotty, we need more power. You're the captain of the bloody ship. How much more power could you want?
TI Freak is a huge Star Trek fan. If you don't know, you probably do. I feel like you don't exactly hide that fact.
No, I love my Star Trek.
Everybody's talking about this bed. What if somebody just
investigate where it's at?
Somebody just needs a nap. I'll go see what Pie Man's seeing. Sometimes you just get tired. What can I tell you? Creative view. It's supposed to have a default game mode of creative, but apparently it didn't get the message about that.
So I found the area where the roads are messed up.
All right.
That I discussed before.
Yeah. Where there's an underpass. Yeah. What I suspect we're going to end up doing is rather than try to... I mean, if people want to fix these, by all means. But we really would do better off... actually, I remember now what we were planning. So if people... we're going to launch this to the public. I'm hoping a lot of people are going to come on and have fun. We may be taking the really bold move of making everyone creative, which, may go well and may go really poorly. So hopefully people will fix things, and then, we'll be able to teach the AI to fix all the other underpasses from the ones that people fix. But we'll see.
Basically, what we need is something more along the lines of this. So it knows that, hey, this is actually...
Yeah. Yeah, that would do it. That would do the trick. Yeah, exactly.
But is this an overpass for cars, an underpass for cars, or is this a walkway?
An underpass for cars, and then on top is a sidewalk for pedestrians and another road for cars.
So this should all technically be all gray concrete anyway, right?
Yes, it should. Yeah. The road's been placed on top erroneously.
Probably should be using full blocks.
1 second, I'm gonna go see what comic's looking at. He's found
you're fine.
A hole in the world. What do we got here? Whoa! What is this? What
a hole in the world?
This? What in the world? Is this Bethesda? Oh, this is Bethesda Fountain. Why does it go down to 9 meters below sea level? That's not right.
That's awesome.
Let me teleport you to me. So, should you wish to reenact 300, this is what you can use.
I can't hit him.
I feel like I might want to fix this. I may do this the cheap way though, and not fill in the hole, just block the hole off. And if people want to discover the chasm going down into the earth, they can. I really should install World Edit so we can do fills.
You might look into the other one that ACAG was constantly harping us to use.
Fast Async World Edit? Is that the one?
FAWE,
I think.
That might be it. That sounds right.
Comic says yeah.
Because he said...
Go ahead.
He says that he could run it on his Raspberry Pi and rebuild like 120 or 150,000 blocks and it don't even lag.
Wow, on a Raspberry Pi. That's very impressive.
Were you trying to completely fill this in at this level?
That was the plan, yes.
Okay.
But
I was going to say before I screw something up here.
If people dive into Bethesda Fountain, I'd really rather they not go to the center of the earth.
They won't. There's a floor down here.
Center of the Minecraft earth. Man, I hope we can have the whole Earth one day. So actually, right near here, many a year ago now, I saw Doctor Who being filmed with
I
Matt Smith.
remember seeing.
Yep. Oops, sorry. When I first arrived, it was super chill. There were just a few spectators, so when they were going from place to place to film, you know, the actors were just sort of walking along, and spectators were walking with them and chatting and asking for autographs. And then later in the day, it got quite a bit more busy, and you know, some of that kind of intimacy was lost. But it was really cool to be there at the beginning.
As word spread that they were there.
Exactly. The internet happened. I think it was Twitter was the big spreader of news at that point. I think Reddit wasn't quite what it is today.
Well, according to a story somebody posted somewhere on the internet, they apparently decided after filming to go to a Doctor Who store of some kind.
Huh. That's fun.
A cafe or something, and he said that when they strolled in, that it was so quiet you could hear a pin drop because nobody knew what to do or say.
Wow. That's fun.
Which I can't say I blame them. I mean, when your hero comes strolling in, what do you do?
Right. Yeah, that's tough.
There's a glowy squid down there.
There is a glowy squid. I see that. Didn't expect that. I don't know if you... Actually, did you point this out or did somebody else call it out? The fact that we're using glowy squid ink for the signs.
I noticed it, I just didn't say anything.
That's fair. I figured if it is nighttime, at least people will be able to figure out where they are. Anyway, if y'all have joined us recently, TI Freak 8X and I are exploring Minecraft in New York and Minecraft, a one-to-one... Uh-oh, I did the wrong thing. A one-to-one rendition of New York City in Minecraft as built by AI. Really built by machine learning, but the term of art is AI, unfortunately. So waterlogged blocks are fun. I can't say that they're my favorite, but I think that's because they're a hindrance.
They are useful.
We did use them to excellent effect in one of Chemitech's spawns on those paths, remember?
Yeah, 1.12? No.
No.
1.13.
13 was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was the last rendition.
Okay. Did that start in 13? Wow. Also, I love when the surface of water flows across like that, when you get just the last source block you need and it all turns into source.
Yeah, that it fills the happy place of the OCD.
Yep. Stand by. I'm going to go check out these waterfalls and then come back. Oh, that's exciting. What?
Oh, now we got a new problem.
These look like fountains that maybe ended up in the wrong place. This is the NYPL. Interesting. I don't think there's fountains.
It was
outside.
the NYPL.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, I'm going to get rid of these source blocks, but we should make the lions at some point. I am going to come back to you and finish Bethesda, lest I be too frenetic trying to do everything at once. Fill the source blocks with stone. Uh-oh. Is this all source blocks? That would be it. Maybe I got to pull out a sponge here. Sponge. Sponges are an excellent Minecraft block.
They definitely turned into a favorite for me. Especially since it was something we could hoard.
Hoarding in Minecraft is the only way to play the game. What? You mean I don't need a million potatoes? Too bad you're wrong.
Lies. Blasphemy.
Exactly.
Let's see. Probably needs to go a little bit to the right.
Good night, Pizza Boy. I was about to type that.
It's kind of interesting digging into the road underneath by
Yep.
about 6 or 7 blocks.
Yep. So
How
it's
far and deep the blocks go.
Yep, that is a clever discovery, sir. So the reason it does that is in case there's a really steep section of ground, so that it doesn't immediately turn into like dirt if it's supposed to be a road. Come on, sponge. There we go. Oop, one little source block remaining. There we go. I'm gonna set it to day again. Maybe I should disable the day-night cycle. What do y'all think? Keep the day-night cycle or a million potatoes? Tater tomorrow says a million potatoes. Do we want nights or no? Thank you, Pie Man. Pie Man, did I set you to be creative? I think I must have because you're flying. I recommend sponges, Pie Man.
I prefer the lack of day-night. Night is good for Christmas trees. It's true.
Night is good for Christmas trees.
If you're someone that likes Christmas, that is.
Got the Grinch over here, apparently.
No. They've just already been playing that music for days.
I do not envy you that. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I've known a few people who have worked in retail, some more recently than others, and yeah, I can imagine that drives you up a wall.
Well, the bigger problem we have is some of the local businesses and such, they don't hire any actual talent, and they try to sing on the radio for their commercials, and I'm like, no, please, I'm going to gouge out my eardrums so I don't ever have to hear this again.
Fun.
Please stop making the babies cry. Let's see. We'll try here.
Thank you, Pie Man. I will leave this in your capable hands and head back to TI Freak. So many things to see in the world. Yes, this is, by the way, for people watching, this is the main branch of the New York Public Library. I think it's the Schomburg Humanities branch. And behind it is Bryant Park, which in our rendition is a park, although the center should probably be grass. This time of year, there's an ice skating rink there and some, like a Christmas market around the edges. Ooh, another deep hole.
Wouldn't a second pass over the world with a different algorithm be beneficial, like a smoothing algorithm combined with steep terrain reevaluation? Well, the whole point of GeoPipe and the current algorithm is to learn about those things and implement it itself, as far as I'm aware.
Yep, you're exactly right on that. Yep, so ideally, we would indeed, be able to have it learn from, it does learn from where it makes mistakes. What it needs is people telling it where it makes mistakes. So we actually have a few people that work with us that do exactly that. They go through and, annotate mistakes that it's made and correct it. And then when it regenerates the city, the next time, not only will it correct the thing that it specifically did wrong, it'll apply that same thing that it learned elsewhere.
I apologize to my viewers as it's getting a little bit darker. I guess I should put some form of light source down in here.
Did you delve down into that pit?
No, I am currently working on building an underpass for foot traffic.
Excellent. All right. So
as I have no reference to work with since I've never been there, just kind of winging it and hoping for the best.
That seems fair. I'm happy to pop open Google Maps and get you a street view if that would be helpful.
Unless they went underground, I don't know if that'd work too well, but
so that is
possible.
That is a public road. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try. My mouse, my kingdom for a mouse.
Here we go. Get some light. Boing.
Actually, I should probably see exactly where you are on. I usually say Dyn Map. It's suddenly occurring to me that you have said Din Map in the past, TI Freak.
That's how I perceived it to sound like, but doesn't mean it was correct.
Okay. Also, I don't see you on the map. That's weird. You
I
must
am
be below
underground.
Haha. That'll do it. So let me just finish this up real quick and then come to you so I can figure out where you're at. Fountain, fountain, fountain. Yeah, so that's why I say Dyn Map, like dynamic map. Pizza Boy.
Beck wants to know if you utilize road map data to tune the generation.
Yes, yes. Road map data is one of the things that went into it to help to teach it. Absolutely. Basically, we pull in as much data as we can find. The more, the merrier.
Ah!
Surprise!
Worm out of nowhere.
Suddenly, a Kerm. Oh, you're here still. I mean, not still, but, you're here. Cool. This I can definitely get you some imagery of.
I mean, my assumption was correct in this being an underpass, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
For foot traffic?
For foot traffic,
Okay.
yeah. There's like a, I don't even know what to describe it as. Yeah, it's like a long, there's a word for it that's escaping me. It'll come to me. But yeah, it's a pedestrian area that goes underneath the road and then the stairs come up on the other side. Let's see what Street View has. Well, interesting. On the minus side, the Street View, car hasn't gone there. On the plus side, people have taken photos. I wish I could remember. Let's see. I would like to link this, please. Share or embed image. Send a link. Copy link. Back to Minecraft. Paste the link. That is where we are. Arcade. That's the word I was thinking of. An arcade. It's a pedestrian arcade.
Aha.
Not the fun kind with video games.
Lame.
I know. I'm sorry. I feel like it's a different kind of stone I should be putting around the outside of this fountain. Ooh, maybe I should use stairs. Let's use stairs. So people can
go.
hang out around it. Yeah, let's do that. And the site stairs is what we'll use.
Oh, So while we are on the discussion of Minecraft and the new things that are coming our way, what's the big thing you're looking forward to for the 1.18 Chematech server?
That's a great question. So I'm certainly looking forward to just exploring the new biomes. I did spend some time with our mutual friend Elemental Viz, spending just time exploring a snapshot and going through some of the new underground biomes, and that was super cool. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing more of that. But I think what I'm most looking forward to is, if I can ever find the time, deciding on a new environment for the latest Arcadia and figuring out if we can take advantage of the new biomes and new generation in some way to do something creative with building our city. How about you?
Speaking of Unity,
Yep.
I have a question for you, Kerm. Do you know the best, most efficient, best performing method of converting a Minecraft world into a 3D model?
Ooh, the opposite direction. The opposite of what
Somebody's got you a question.
Here. Yeah, that's an interesting one. That's a very interesting one. Ooh. So I think I've heard of a script. It might be for Blender that converts Minecraft worlds to 3D models, and then you can use Blender's tools to optimize those models. But I have to say, I haven't really experimented with that myself. That's a really good question.
See, so cut this out.
Let's see if we can get ourselves a little bit closer to that fountain.
Honestly, I'm still not sure how well this is going to look in terms of the original, because I wasn't able to open that link up for whatever reason.
Huh, weird.
But, at least it's passable now.
Yeah. That is it. That's the important part. So, the water actually comes up to the top of this fountain above ground level. Interesting. Well, let's see what we can do about that. Uh-oh. Let's not waterlog these stairs.
Been using one called Mineways, but the exported 3D model object gives Unity an aneurysm where it consumes 60 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I'd expect one of the problems to be that, it has like one face, two triangles for every single face of every single block in the world, which sounds horrific. I definitely would recommend pulling that through something like Blender to do things like welding faces together. That may help. No guarantees.
I have had friends in the past that worked with Blender, and they said they've learned some very constructive curse words messing with that program.
Blender is so powerful, and I absolutely love it when you know how to use it right, but I find it so hard to figure out how to do anything with. I think it was designed by people who know exactly how to use that type of 3D editor. So for the rest of us unwashed masses, it is not intuitive. Oopsies.
Well, one of such friends, she's an artist. Haven't really talked to her in a while, but she was taking classes specifically for animation utilizing Blender and its various applications and forms and such.
Yeah.
And she had been experimenting with it, outside of school before she started those classes. And the teacher's like, well, you have to do it this way, and you have to do it that way. And she's like, actually, you could do it this way, and did it like half the time, half the effort, and teacher got all sorts of bent out of shape over it. And it's like, wow.
Intense. Yeah, I was just typing in chat to what Isder was saying. I mean, yeah, a lot of open source software, you're absolutely right. If it's built by programmers, maybe without any... UI expert looking at it and saying, hey, folks, this does not actually make sense. But, I think some are good. So GIMP, I know a lot of people complain about GIMP, but for some reason that one seems just fine to me. I don't know how much you've used it, TI Freak.
I used it in its early days, was very not impressed, and let it die in the fire.
All right.
I don't know how to handle the lighting in here. I don't want it to be intrusive, but I actually want it to be... Maybe if I put some in the corners up here.
I want to come see what you're working on there. While I finish watering this fountain.
I have a few questions for you, Aaron.
Yo, hit it.
What's the file size for this world?
I can give you
Run
a precise
away.
answer to that. I think I'm gonna guess 23 gigabytes. Let's
Okay.
see.
That's why.
DU
That's why that didn't compute.
-H NYC/world.
And then when you get to building the Statue of Liberty, are you going to do it out of actual in-game copper?
Absolutely, and let it tarnish over time. Yes, it is 24 gigabytes for this world as it currently is.
Jeez.
That's all?
That's all.
Hmm.
Only 24 gigs.
Now, for those that might be confused at my saying that's all, reason being is there is a server very notorious with the Minecraft community called 2B2T. And at last count, the map size is 2 million by 2 million. And it was, I want to say, approximately 8 terabytes in size.
8 terabytes just for the world.
Yeah.
That's really large.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, it's been running since Minecraft Alpha when it first was available to connect with other people.
Wow. And they've had the same map the whole time?
Sort of. I mean, it's been wrecked in 20 different ways to Sunday, but...
So that confuses me because they've changed the algorithm that they use to generate things like biomes so many times. How do, like, the different pieces connect to each other cleanly? Or don't they?
They run a program. Beck is actually correcting me. He says they are now up to 11 terabytes across the 3 dimensions.
That's crazy. Isdar, what was... Sorry, Isdar, what was the GPU question? And back to you, TR Freak.
Basically what they do is he takes the main map offline and he runs the map data across a program which takes weeks. And it revitalizes the map in a way and turns it to where it is current.
Okay.
So one of the people that I used to watch quite religiously, actually, I haven't watched him too much. His name is FitMC. Very prolific within the 2B2T community.
I feel like I've heard that name.
He puts out a lot. Oh yeah, I've probably shared it a few times to the Chematech community. But him and a group of people, right after ocean monuments came into existence, they went and raided one underground that formed.
Ooh, that's cool.
Out in the middle of the plains, it turned the plains biome into a warm ocean, but it didn't turn it into an actual ocean.
That's really
But
fun.
it created the ocean monument underneath.
Very nice.
So, yeah, I mean, it was glitchy, but, I mean, it creates cool things like that.
Yeah,
so.
That's super cool. So, Isdar, I can't say exactly what GPU we use, but I will say that it was many servers with many cores using powerful GPUs in the cloud.
Ooh, the cloud.
Yes. My favorite thing that sounds impressive but is really just somebody else's computer. Did you ever see Sean's stickers, Jeffrey? He had
We talking Mirthsoft?
Mirthsoft, yeah.
No, I have not actually.
He had great stickers on things it was a picture of a cloud crying and it said the cloud is just somebody else's computer.
On the edge of the city.
Interesting. Did you, comic? You must have been walking for a while, or flying, I should say. Let's see, where's comic?
Old terrain near spawn is pretty much annihilated. That's an understatement. Poor spawn within, God, what was it? 3,000 to 5,000 blocks is nothing but lava casts that's been built and destroyed and turned into a water cube and.
Wow.
Yeah, 2B2T, if you don't go in there being an expert Minecraft user, you're not going to survive it at all.
Interesting. I am coming to take a look.
No trees in least.
Oh, that looks great.
There's no trees in 2B2T and, until you get about to the 10K range.
Wow.
And even then, they're sparse because people just come along and light them on fire.
But it's a survival mode world, right?
Yes, where hacks are completely allowed and expected.
Interesting.
There are some people that go on there with the sole purpose of not using hacks and doing their best to survive and have built impressive bases.
How do people not find them and destroy them?
Because you got a 2 million by 2 million block world, or larger now.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot harder to find people than you'd think.
Okay, all right, all right. I'd imagine an underground base would
There are
help.
some. I mean, of course, they have hacks that allow you to see chests and ender chests and stuff, which allow people to more easily find such locations.
Hmm.
Um, One of the other things that they do is they have the ability to somehow one of the hacked clients will actually pick up on whether a chunk is new or old,
Okay.
and that, I mean, it lets you see it in a grid pattern, what's already been generated and what's now generating,
Oh, interesting.
so you can kind of follow along. Oh, hey, well, this is an old path, so I can follow along to this and see if it leads to a base.
Right, right. Interesting. Hmm.
Most of them do that. Well, Beck, you're also talking to two people that have absolutely no idea about the hack clients because we don't encourage them. So,
It's true. I've been repeatedly surprised at what they can do because I thought, oh, Minecraft can't work that way, can it? And yes, yes, it does. Like when we just, I think there was a version where you could create like infinite blocks just by telling the server you had those blocks, and it would say, "Oh, okay, fine."
well, they had one hack. I don't remember exactly what version or whatever, but if you loaded up a donkey with all these items and pushed it into a cactus through a portal, it would die, but go through the other side, and it would generate like millions of it or something.
That's great.
So yeah, it's they've had a lot of dupe hacks on that server.
I would imagine so.
So if you get lucky enough to find somebody's dupe stash, you'd find like infinite god apples and infinite armor and stackable armor and
Wow. So if anybody's looking at this now or later and thinks, "What is current building?" So this is my rendition of a stone lion. Um, it's an interpretation to be sure, but these are Patience and Fortitude, the two lions of the New York Public Library.
where are you hiding out at?
I just headed back because Pie Man was busy cleaning up the front of the NYPL, the New York Public Library. I was seeing his handiwork, and while I was here, I thought I would plop down some stone lions before I come back and finish Bethesda Fountain.
Gotcha. I have lost the fountain, so
You
trying to
lost
find
it?
it
Oh
again.
no!
I think I may have found it. I went exploring. I've
I'm
been looking at the park and all the different colors that are in the grass, wondering if,
hmm.
you know, that should still all be grass. Is this the result of somebody setting the park on fire? Um,
You never know.
no, no, you don't. Sadly, in the world we live in.
All right, that's a lion. I claim that's a lion.
Ooh, this is interesting. I am not back at the
What
fountain where I
is this?
thought I
Oh,
was, but
this is the Central Park Zoo. This little pool in the
nice.
middle is normally full of sea lions.
I see. Well, this over here caught my eye. I doubt that this is supposed to be this way.
Ooh, fascinating. Actually, this may be roughly correct. I remember there being tanks for something like polar bears over here, maybe. You know, and you can with underground windows, so you can look at them as they swim. But that does look pretty funky. I feel like this is definitely not precisely correct. Let's at least add some walls here. Oh boy. No, bad water.
All right, you guys have fun. I'm gonna get out of here.
All right, see you later, Comic Idiot. Thanks for hanging out.
Have yourself a great weekend, friend. If we don't
Yeah.
see you, or
What he said.
glub glub.
Glove glove. You've seen his cat Buddha, right?
Yes,
Good,
very
good, good.
adorable animal.
Adorable. Such a personality.
Looks like he's probably as big a pain in the butt as my cat is.
It seems like he gets into trouble.
I would have to say a recommendation for your future going on for grass,
Yep.
that it should always use the grass block and not green wool.
Yeah, so that's an interesting one. Yeah, I was noticing that myself. Recommendation noted. Yep, yep, yep. That is a good suggestion.
Now this is an interesting tree.
That is an interesting tree. That should be pretty close to reality. This is obviously this doesn't use native Minecraft trees. Um,
Yeah.
So this
Ooh.
should be pretty
Excuse
close.
me.
Yeah. Long day?
Well, I've been up since 6 a.m., so
That's a long day.
on about 5.5 hours of sleep, maybe.
Oof. And I'm sure not
Yeah, it
the
looks
first
like there's...
day in a row.
Oh, no. Sleep? What's that?
Sleep is for the weak, and
Well, it will be for this weekend, that's for sure.
that's good.
Looks like there is a requirement for more walls. I'll get to work on that.
Inspector Gadget?
Yeah, my brain kind of just plops at random things.
I hear that.
I can't help it.
There we go.
Let's see, should I... I'm a little confused about this water.
Oh?
Well, it doesn't conform to anything that I would logically, consider existing. So I'm not really sure what to do with it.
Alright, catch you later, is there? Oh man, I really need to add essentials so I can set home. Oh, actually what I'll do is I'll look at my F3 and TP myself here so I can get back to it.
I'm not gonna lie, having been playing the single player world as I have been,
Yep.
I have actually appreciated the fact that I don't have access to home and things like that now. It does make the game a little more intriguing, a little more challenging. It's kind of like comparing Pokemon versions.
Okay.
Up until the last DS version, which was Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
Okay.
From Red all the way up to this point, every gym you come across had challenges that you had to face that were actually relatively difficult to complete. And, you'd have to solve this puzzle or get through all these trainers before you could finally beat the boss.
Okay.
Well, Sun and Moon came in and for the lack of better word and for not really caring about being soft on the issue, it became a hand-holding game.
Okay. Okay.
So basically, you'd go straight up to the gym leader, and they're like, okay, well, we've got to do this before we can let you fight me. And they would hold your hand throughout the entire process until you got done, and then they're like, okay, let's have a battle, and then they'd be weaker than heck.
Oh, man.
Like,
Where's
this
the fun
is
in that?
the reason I played. Yeah, that was the exact point.
Yep.
Oh. I really wish I could teleport around.
Yep. So I'm a little torn on this. Maybe you have some feedback. So I kind of want to give everyone teleport powers, but I don't know how to restrict it so people can only teleport within the actual bounds of the map and not outside. Any thoughts on that?
Honestly, I was thinking that maybe you should have people come in adventure mode first.
Oh, interesting.
Or some other mode, and maybe apply to be a helper, partner, or whatever you want to consider it. to assist in repairs.
Okay, okay. Rather than letting
Would
everyone.
be the way I go.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how I would go about it.
I definitely have concerns.
Well, I mean,
But on the other hand, I mean it would be a good problem to have if so many people were joining that we did have minor chaos.
yeah, I mean, you're going to have that because there's always going to be that one or two people that slip through the cracks at
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I mean, you're going to have that in any and every community, so.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
But to help mitigate the issue, I mean, if it's somebody you already know, here you go, bam, you've got the power.
Right.
If it's not somebody you know, then you're going to have to show and prove by, hey, you've given us 5 indications of feedback that are actually useful and helpful to the continuation of this project.
Yep.
We'll let you have power in order to fix it.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I really wish we had grass half slab blocks.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it.
Minecraft could have so much prettier and smoother hills if they would just do that.
Yep.
Must have thought the big brook.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Michael. I did notice that. I think, yeah, something got lost in translation there. It's always fun to try to figure out what the system is thinking. Like, why did you make this decision? And say, oh, okay, all right. I see where you're going with that.
See, as I'm self-depreciating, I'd be like, I didn't upload my brain system. I made you smarter than me. Now fix it. I did that at work because Saturday, I think it was, we were having a discussion about different places and how employees have become quite subpar.
Okay.
And I said, yeah, you've always got the one person that's, lazy or just not up to the task. I said, I'm sorry that I'm one of those people. I apologize, but somebody had to take the mantle. Of course, the boss is like, no. We pick on each other all the time.
That's good. That's a good dynamic that you can feel comfortable with each other.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we all have our bad days, and
absolutely.
Sometimes we don't pick up on that well enough, but it's like me, I try as hard as I can to spend time cleaning things around the place and making sure everything's stocked, and I even bring breakfast in for the other guy I work with. I would bring breakfast for everybody, but we get there super early. So they don't. Breakfast would be kind of cold or gross by that point.
Makes sense.
And I do it just because we get back out of our work environment what we put into it.
That's both kind and, logical.
Well, I mean, a lot of people complain about how horrible the work situation is, but you go and see them and they're kicked back and playing on their phone and not doing any of the work that they need to be doing, and or they're, it's not how life works, people.
Meanwhile,
granted,
this week I've been Minecrafting, and it's work.
Yeah, that makes it fun. I'd offer more assistance, but I'm.
But sorry,
I get you. It's like, I mean, you got people that are hermit crafters. They play Minecraft literally all the time, and every single day, and it is literally work.
And that's their jobs? Like, that's how they make money?
Oh yeah, that's their primary source of income is because they're playing Minecraft.
Wow. I talked to somebody once. You know him, TI Freak. I'm not going to say his name or the company that he works at, but he's a higher up at a company we both know. And we were talking about, working at a company that does something that you really love as a hobby. And he said, there's as attractive as it seems like it would be to do the thing you love for work too, it's not always the best. You could get sick of it. So, I feel like that's reasonable advice to keep in mind sometimes.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree fully with that. I'd love to do more, but I wanted at one point. Oh, hey, we got a problem. There we go. I wanted content creation to become something I could turn to make extra money, but I also know that I'm not, shall we say, how would it be best to word this? I don't have the charisma that a lot of people out there have, and holy crap, I broke everything. and people, and I hate to say it because I'm not somebody that's sexist. I think everybody has a chance, the same chances at a lot of things, but within reason, because I don't expect a woman to go into the wrestling ring of a guy's wrestling tournament and be able to stomp and kick butt. I'm sorry. Okay. Men and women are fundamentally different when it comes to our muscle structures, so a guy is naturally always going to be stronger in certain aspects than a woman. In most cases, for that particular bodybuilding and stuff. Women are better at certain things than guys, and guys are better at certain things than girls. And it's just going to be the way things are. I mean, there's no way to get around it. And within the streaming community, people's made this big to-do that, oh, guys are throwing a fit and thinking women just can be there and exist and have all these viewers and followers, etc. And if you pay attention to the streamers that are out there in Twitch right now, you can basically bet on women that have attractive models or very nice voices are going to have considerably higher viewers and viewerships and all that fun stuff than most of the male counterparts. It's what everybody's naturally attracted to.
Interesting. So I wonder that about, I know you follow a lot of VTubers. I often wonder, it could just be guys using a female, 3D model and a voice changer. Like, how, I feel like that's an interesting dynamic.
Not to the extent. I mean, there are trans, I guess, that are male to female.
I just mean people, men pretending to be women as streamers, to get more views, to get that followers.
I don't think there's as many as that doing that, because honestly, voice changers, while decent, aren't good enough to do some of that, what's needed.
Huh.
If that makes sense.
Okay, interesting. I've always assumed that
I'll point you to a couple after stream that would help you understand what I mean.
Okay. I always assumed that with the VTubers, they could basically be anyone. You don't really know anything about who they really are.
To some extent, but like I said, your voice changers converting male to female, is not really... I'm trying to think of the right terminology here. The technology isn't that great.
Interesting.
Because it's still going to be robotic to some degree.
Huh. Interesting.
Chata, it's fixed.
Very nice. By the way, I think I didn't hear your answer about what you're looking most forward to in 1.18.
That is correct. I think I bypassed that question.
So I'm asking you again.
Okay. I like a lot of the new features. I'm looking forward to finding some nice big caverns. I haven't quite decided how I want to go about the next version. I would definitely like to try and hook up with somebody, one or two other people of like-mindedness,
Okay.
and do some building and construction that way.
All right. All right.
That way, there's a consolidation of farms, and we can consolidate on resources for blocks and stuff. I realize how humongous Central Park is. I know it's like, what is it, like 8 or 10 city blocks, or is it bigger than that?
I think it's 800 acres, if I recall. The number
Okay,
743
so
is in
that's
my brain.
really huge.
Yep. I'm gonna look this up because I
Yeah,
want to
I
get this
remember
right.
it being massive. I just couldn't remember how big.
843 acres.
Use a world border and set the world type to void. So that must be the question to earlier's question.
Ah,
Or an
I was
answer
wondering
to an
about
earlier
that.
question.
I saw something about setting a world type to void to prevent chunks being created. All right, cool. Thank you. Beck said that, I assume?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you, Beck.
See, I was wanting to do something like that for Chemetech's hub world. Basically, it's just going to be the hub city or whatever it is we construct, and then everything else around it gone, void, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
In Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube, Central Park is much smaller.
I forget. Did you play? I feel like you played on the GameCube back in the day.
I had a GameCube, but I didn't have very many games for it because there wasn't a lot of games that I really liked for the system.
Okay. All right. All right.
I had transitioned over to PlayStation 2 at that point, I think.
Got it. Itself a pretty
All right.
OG console, to be fair.
Oh, the PlayStation 2 was amazing, and it was around for so long.
Good night, James. Hope you have a good one. Lunchtime, those Australians.
Oh, James V was on?
James V was on my chat for a while, hanging out.
Oh, heck. I didn't know. I haven't heard from him in a long time.
Yeah, I feel like he's stopped by Chemetech a few times recently. But like so many of us, he's a busy dude.
Yeah, we lack the time.
Yep. It's a curse. Fence.
I'm kind of curious why your translation AI decided to use so much cobblestone. It really bothers me. As a Minecraft builder, it's like, why?
I know. It's a certain shade of gray that I think we had a hard time finding. It had a hard time finding in other blocks. And green wool, yeah. It loves using green wool for grass. How do I do these?
I have to slap it on the digital wrist and be like, nope. Bad
Exactly.
AI. Bad.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go build a giant spray bottle of water and be like, this is you. Coming for you, buddy.
Exactly.
Michael left the game.
We've lost a Michael, I was going to say.
How dare.
Oh man, it's been many years since I made a Casio Prism FXCG50 program. Oh man.
Yeah.
I have to say it's probably, well, I know when I was working on my doctorate is when I got my Prism. So they must have come out around like 2013, 2014. Does that sound right to you?
Sounds close.
So I think it was probably 2015 at the latest that I last wrote a program for the Prism. You were doing BASIC for quite a while with them, weren't you, TI Freak?
Yeah, I've really never upgraded from... I mean, I know enough assembly or C that I can be dangerous, or I can point out and say, hey, that don't look right, because
Okay.
I'm really good at that for some reason. But I've never really taken the time, because of a lack of focus, I guess, and a lack of energy, working 13 hours a day,
That'll do it.
to ever actually learn the language enough to build things.
Okay.
But like I said, there has been times in the past where you've been like mulling over something and you show it, and I happen to accidentally point out an error.
Oh,
So
way too often to be accidental, sir.
pretty much me. Should I chop down water trees?
I noticed that when I was doing some rendering earlier. A few places there are some trees just kind of chilling in
Oh,
water.
I see that now. Now, if I can quote my new favorite YouTuber,
Uh
what the hell?
huh.
Stephen He, if you haven't watched him,
No.
you can put him in the background and he will have you cracking up constantly.
All right. All right. All right.
He's an Asian that makes fun of Asian stereotypes.
Interesting. I think I got this statue sideways. Does it matter? Probably. Ugh. Let's see.
Die, you oxygen giver, die!
Oxygen giver. Oh, you're killing the trees. Got it.
Yeah. Insert mass confusion.
Oh, this looks quite good. Nice job with that underpass. And the lighting is subtle. Nicely done.
Oh, or where I built the tunnel.
The thing, yeah, exactly.
The arcade.
The arcade, exactly. That's the one.
Cool. Glad you approve.
Oh, very much so.
It seems a little bland because of using all the same colors, but I kind of figured, the game or your AI is probably going to do the same thing anyway.
Probably. Yep.
For now.
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay, that tree is mostly going to die, I think.
Nice. As in you got all the logs out of it?
No, they're still stragglers. Oh, there's one up there. It makes me wonder, though, is it going to... Oh, yeah, they are deteriorating. Okay. I was wondering because they're, placed by an entity, I guess.
Right, right.
Those kind of blocks don't break.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, there's another one. Ah! Oh, that's not right. Aha! Found you.
Found it.
I think those will deteriorate on their own now.
It looks like it. I see
Maybe,
them
possibly.
on their way out. And there's no log inside there? No.
There we go. All right.
All right.
Where to next, sir?
Good question.
There's some more water trees here, but we'll let others have their fun at Hulk smashing it.
Exactly. Spread the enjoyment around. Let's see. What else can we check out?
Got an interesting bit of standing water over here. And I mean that very literally, not just figuratively.
I see some over here. Is this what you're looking at? Yes, it is. Well, let's...
Jesus, where are you? Are you around here?
I mean, you're the one standing above the water, so I don't know.
I'm floating above land, friend.
Do I have any sponges? I do. I keep forgetting about using those. I always try to preserve sponges so much, when I'm playing in actual...
Yeah,
survival.
because they take so long to dry back out.
Exactly. That is a tall building right there. Oh, let's see. Oh, let's go take a look at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I'm curious if it rendered in a reasonable manner.
I'm a little ways behind you.
Alrighty, there you are. Actually, you want to put on elytras? I feel like that was an excellent idea that Mean Squared Error had.
Um. Do. Problem is generating the rockets. Well, maybe that'll work just fine as well.
Let's see. Oh, nope, that kind of rocket doesn't work. I have to remember
did I
the
not
give
put that in the
command.
right slide? I guess I did. Ah, there we go. I got a rocket, I think.
Rocket 3 give command. Ah, did that work?
No, I still got the only rocket I had. I just typed it into the item search bar.
Ah, rocket?
Rocket. There's only one. So where are you hiding at now?
I'm on the ground here. Oh, you know what? I may have not taken myself out of... hold on. Give at P... Firework rocket 64. Oh, I see what's happening. When I double space, I'm going into creative flying mode.
Yeah, you gotta be a little slower on that double tap.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, if you give it 2 seconds as you're falling.
Ah, nice. Okay, got it. So let's head this way. Anatomy of a student is asking questions. Honestly, I feel like I don't have the time to make Prism programs, calculator programs these days. I would love to, but I think I need to pass that mantle, at least for the moment. So for basic, there was some documentation. Luckily, I was just saying TI Freak 8X here wrote a lot of the documentation on Casio Basic, and there was some for previous versions. But on the C programming side, which is where I spent most of my time, other people in the community, I mean, even Jonimus, who's on the chat here, has contributed a lot to the SDK that the community created for C programming on the Prism.
Error.
Hey.
Yeah, this is a fantastic error.
Let me see where you got to.
I lost you. You kind of just vanished.
Let's see here.
So I explored a little and found this.
Oh. So this is, I think this is called the model boat pond. Well, that's fascinating. Huh. Interesting. That's a chasm for sure.
Reminds me of
of what?
One of Stephen He's insults, Asian insults. He's so stupid. He get be at lunch.
Jonimus, I don't know. I don't know. I would say you fumbled around with the SDK. I feel like you made it work. I don't know. I feel like
I don't really remember who all contributed with it.
So my memory is it was Jonimus, and then definitely that Tari came in a little bit later, and Tari obviously is amazing at DevOps. Everything Tari touches is better and more robust at the end. I admit that the whole history of the creation of the Prism SDK is a little bit fuzzy in my brain. It's getting quite dark down here. Let's fix that.
I was under the impression we was locking that time. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
CRT.0. I do recall that now. That is where it was stuck. That does ring a bell.
An axolotl.
An axolotl, not the rare color, right? Blue, I think, is the rare
It's
one?
a yellow. It's still pretty. Still friend.
Capture it in a bucket and save it for later?
I'm working on it. I just gotta figure out where the buckets are at. There they are. I don't play in creative mode that often, so I have absolutely no idea where anything's at. I have an axolotl.
Nice. I always have to stop myself from playing creative in my single player world, certainly, and even in the Chematech Minecraft server, because once I start playing creative, it takes away the enjoyment of survival, because I think, oh well, this is such a waste of time. I could just instantly build this instead of collecting the blocks for it.
Well, see, I don't allow myself to have creative in said situation, but I have a separate world that's my redstone testing world that I have creative in.
Got it. Okay, yeah.
That way it doesn't interfere.
Smart. I assume you have a Prism Anatomy of Student? And perhaps are thinking of writing programs for it?
Another axolotl.
Another? Interesting.
Hey.
Have you done any programming before for either computers or calculators or, I guess, any other platform? And on that topic, by the way, TI Freak, how's your programming going these days? Have you been working on anything lately?
I actually had an idea for a word search game.
Okay. Like a Boggle type of game?
The problem... A what?
A Boggle type of game?
No, it was literally word search. You just cross and... You know how you look for words and you run lines, etc.?
Oh, yeah. Got it. For what platform?
That was basically going to be the 84 plus CE.
Okay. In C or Basic?
And, in Basic.
Okay.
It was just something to get me back into programming.
Gotcha.
I'm fixing your water, by the way.
Thank you. Oh, I'll say you are. Very nice. Bunk. That's so satisfying.
Kelp is the best thing ever.
That's a trick I don't know. Thank you for teaching me something new.
Not really one of the first farms. It's kind of like a mid-game thing.
Okay.
But, yes, a kelp farm is excessively essential.
Excessively essential.
Yes, because you have it. Basically, what I'm going to do for this next version... Oh, you took off on me.
I did.
Where'd you go?
Come hither.
Well, I don't know where hither is.
I'm still floating over that pond. There you are. Whee!
I see you. Basically, what I will be doing for the Chematech world... You keep taking off on me and disappearing very rapidly. I don't understand how.
I don't understand how
but
either.
Anyway...
I think we're going out of each other's draw range or something. I noticed that. Weird. Anyway, you
possibly.
were saying.
I hear you. I will be creating a 4 or 5 story tall kelp farm.
Ooh.
And from there, I will have it set up to where it... You disappeared again. Unless we are here. I see you now.
Here. You seem to disappear when we go about 50 blocks away from each other.
Wonder if that has something to do with some sort of render distance to help optimize the server.
I wouldn't be surprised. Sounds like it.
But in Vanillaverse, when I got to playing it for a little while, I created a kelp farm that was automatically dispensing to a furnace array.
All right.
Well, the problem became that it was not producing enough kelp to actually be profitable.
Gotcha.
And so what I ended up having to do is I created a convoluted circuitry path.
Oh, you
that
showed...
it waited until...
Yeah. Go on, sorry.
Yeah. To where it waited until it had so much backlog before releasing.
Right.
And then it would push it through. So I plan on doing something again similar to that. The reason being is because you get dried kelp out of it, and it becomes an extremely nice, easy, self-producing fuel source, and you don't have to burn through your coal anymore.
Smart. I remember you showing me that
Hence, it
circuit and
becomes
me being very impressed.
well, confused would probably more like it. But
Equal measures.
yeah, well, it took quite a while to get it figured out, but once I did, I was quite happy with myself. So I also know you have yourself a visitor there,
Where do I have
and
myself a
hopefully
visitor here?
she.
Oh, in real life, yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Hope. What have you got the poor girl doing now that you're busy playing Minecraft and hanging out with friends instead of hanging out with her?
She is very, very self-sufficient, but I will not stay on till the wee hours of the night. More than anything, because I've spent the whole week in Vermont with all of our team. We had a really fun event. I don't know if I think you, TI Freak, did see our social medias where we posted the results of that. All of us smiling
Indeed.
faces together in one place. That was nice.
And for those that aren't following GeoPipe on Twitter, you should definitely do so because they post a lot of really cool stuff.
Thank you, TI Freak.
That's not just GeoPipe related. Well, you do. I mean,
thank you.
you share other companies' really interesting projects that mirror your own.
We try. We found that it interests us a lot, and even if it didn't, the best social media is one where you don't just talk about yourself all the time. Well, on that particular point, actually, you should also follow TI Freak 8X on Twitter if you don't, because he does exactly the same. He posts a lot of VTubers and others that he follows that are have cool stuff going on, or are working on building their audiences, etc. Would you say that's fair to say?
Yeah, I try to take care of my friends.
That's nice.
I've met a lot of very interesting and sweet people in the community, and I mean, as we talked about earlier, there are very good people everywhere, and there are some not so great people here and there, but you take the good with the bad and you enjoy it.
Yep. There are a large flock of chickens here, and by a large flock I mean 3. We are in the USA. It is just about 9 p.m. for us.
Eastern Standard Time is the best standard time.
Exactly. Thanks, Pie Man. Also, did you join us, Pie Man, or would you like me to TP you over to us? I'm gonna go see what he's on about.
Uh-oh. What did he break?
What did you break? I was gonna say. Oh, what is this? This is interesting. What?
Yeah, there's an issue near where we were at.
This is very interesting.
Now I'm curious. I kind of want to know.
Want me to TP you over?
Please.
Interesting. Right?
I'm wondering if the AI got a little bored and did a little Bob Ross here and there and said, "Oh, there's no mistakes.
That's
Just happy little accidents."
really large. That looks like
Pie-Man may be correct on that one in terms of it picking up the shadows instead of...
Yeah. That looks like Grand Central Terminal, but like all of it. That's interesting. That's real interesting.
And if you haven't done so, Kerm, please make sure you're getting yourself hydrated.
Oh, yes. Thanks for the reminder. T.I. Freak remembered to remind me to bring water with me, but of course I didn't actually start to drink it. T.I. Freak is a good friend, reminding me about those pesky, real-world things you have to take care of.
Well, I know how well you take care of yourself, so holy crap! I'm sorry to say, Kerm, but New York City has been completely devastated by geographical altering earthquakes.
I'm with Christy, absolutely. Actually, so T.I. Freak got me a mug that I use daily that has a prescription for coffee with my name on it, so he gets it.
And it was a big one, 16 ounces, I think,
I believe
20
so,
or something like that.
I think it's 16. I eat
it
a
was
good
one
size
of those.
for a first cup of coffee.
I was gonna say it was one of those things that popped up on Facebook. I'm like, I know exactly who this is gonna be bought for. Click.
You couldn't have picked a more appropriate person, I think. Christy Geo is one of my few fellow geopipers who partakes of the coffee.
Aha! It is quite. Wow, English is absolutely failing me. It's very nice to meet you, Christy. If you can hear me, anyway.
I hope you don't mind me breaking your cover.
Oh, wow, it's a giant cavern underneath.
Yes, which is, I think, where the street's supposed to be. I'm just kind of digging out here to try to get a sense of exactly what has happened. Because there's a street down there.
There is, but it definitely does something weird over here.
Over where?
What the?
Where are you at?
I'm inside the city. Well, underneath the thingy. Look down here. Is this supposed to be a building wall, or?
It sure looks like it, but there's definitely not one here in real life.
Are you sure? I mean, maybe it was watching a movie where, you had to drive through real fast and make it before everything fell on top of you or something.
Yeah, exactly. Huh. Is this Vanderbilt Avenue? Madison Avenue. Fascinating. I'm going to have to look into this.
Geopipe got severely confused.
It got very confused. And is there an actual wall of the other? There is a wall of the other building. It just goes right through it. That's a fun one. I'm going to have to file a bug report about that one.
So does it do it elsewhere is another question, I guess.
Good question.
Yeah, it is nothing but a huge wall. And it goes for several city blocks. Holy cow. Alright, so the first corner opening is at...
this is helpful. I'm gonna
there we go. East 50th Street and Lexington Avenue.
Alright.
And then we head... Which direction am I going? South.
South,
Oops.
alright.
Hit the right. Well, there's a signpost. There's a signpost. That's 2 streets. 3 streets. 4. 5.
Oh boy.
6. 7. All right, next open street is at Lexington Avenue, East 42nd.
East 42nd. All right.
From there, 1,
oh boy.
2, 3. Oh, so it's not as long that direction.
All right, that's good.
So it goes Madison Avenue and 42nd Street, East 42nd.
Right.
Which I'm going to assume it'd be Madison and 50th, I think I said. Oh,
You did say 50th.
No.
All right, that makes sense. No?
Madison is a little bit of a twist.
Oh?
It's actually spawned a building halfway down the street.
And it's a
So-
continuation of this big thing?
Yes, it is
Ah.
one humongous building that it is built.
All right, all right.
But like I said, it's actually halfway back towards Lexington or whatever I said.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 2, 3, 4. On that one, 5th,
Okay.
6th, and 7th, but it's curving the other direction.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So continuing on. That road is blocked, and we are currently at 50th Street.
Okay, back to 50th.
It's further inwards towards Lexington, but at 51st it still exists. So it's more like a triangle. So at 52nd Street it doesn't exist anymore.
Okay. Interesting. That does sound like Grand Central Terminal, the underground parts, which is very interesting.
Yeah, you can see that it narrows out quite a lot in if you go up higher.
Okay.
But yeah, it does go all the way up to 52nd Street.
All right. That gives me a good parameter for investigation. By the way, anatomy of a student. Pharmacy is a good thing to study. I realized I didn't answer your question. Yes, my PhD is in computer science. Definitely recommend, no matter what you're studying, that coding is a very good thing to do. And the Prism is a very good platform to do coding. The SDK is still under active development, and at Chematech, there are quite a few resources and people who can help you program for it. And, you know, if you want to start with something easier first, Basic is certainly a good, you know, gentle introduction that has fewer consequences when you make mistakes than C programming.
Yeah.
I hope you'll get back to C programming one of these days, though. When you have
I have
time.
everything bookmarked.
Cool.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a struggle because, you know, I'm working 10.5-hour days, plus I'm trying to build my streaming community up, so...
Right. At least you have a good living situation now. I'm really pleased about that.
Yeah, same here. It's a lot more open, and I really like the changes that I've finally been able to make because of past me making certain psychological mistakes.
Okay.
Where else can I find to break something?
I have great faith in you.
Well, give me 5 minutes. Oh, you said we were at the Museum of Art
Yes.
before we went over here. Okay, around the building, I don't know if it was any particular side, but one side that I did investigate, there's a huge hole in the grass, the yard. So, might make a note of
I
that.
will make a note of that.
I mean, it's a pretty good size. It's like 8 blocks, 10 blocks deep in
Okay.
a 5x5 area.
Okay, all right. That sounds easy to fix.
Mm-hmm.
Relatively. I mean, compared to this complex.
Yeah. Well, I mean, manually fixing it is good and all, but understanding why GeoPipe did it in the first place is the more important aspect, as you know.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Which, honestly, I think that if I was more aware of New York City, I would probably actually, not trying to toot a horn or anything, but I would be of more help simply because I'm more logic-based.
Right. And that's one of
mentally.
the reasons why in Geopipe's early days we really focused on New York City, because I obviously have spent a lot of time here. My co-founder has not as much time, but has also spent a fair bit of time here. So it was a good city to pick where if something went wrong, we'd be able to spot it relatively quickly in the 3D models.
Mm-hmm. No, that is a completely logical step to take.
This tree is completely embedded in this building. Interesting. Let's see. I'm just trying to cut away the edges of this intrusive shape from the buildings it's touching, so when I can come in here with world edit and do block selections, it'll be easier.
Is there any way that I can be in a voice chat so I don't need to have YouTube stream up?
The only thing I can think of is to move to a different voice channel. I'm afraid, actually, since it is 9, I'm probably not going to be sticking on too much longer.
That's fair. I mean, you do have other things to take care of. Let's see. I have a building with a slight issue.
Oh, where's
Nothing
that?
major, but I am currently at 2nd Avenue East 43rd Street.
43rd and 2nd Ave.
Apparently, this building is suffering foundation issues.
Levitating foundation issues.
It's not a huge section of it either.
No, that's an interesting one.
But I didn't want to just up and fix it, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, I believe this is the right thing to do. Huh. That's a very interesting one.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, just give me 5 minutes.
I think that was about 5 minutes or less.
And there's another one that did it.
Oh.
Up here at... what the heck? 2nd and 44th.
44th. Here you are. Oh, interesting.
Can't imagine why Geopipe would want to fail to give it a foundation.
Where are you going to put the pipes if not, going through the foundation? The geopipes, that is, of course.
It's true. I wonder if there are any other buildings suffering this issue going forward. Because I'm not noticing it on the other side of the street, facing on the west side.
Yeah.
So far, it is... Is this one suffering? No, this one's fine. But this one is not.
Whoa. What?
Oh, nope, it is on the other side of the street as well. It's weird.
Where are we? Pie Man, where have you brought me to? What is this place? This looks like it's a water treatment plant or something. I have to look at
That's
Dynamap.
intriguing.
Yeah. There's row after row of very rectangular pools of water.
Near an airport.
I think those are real. In fact, I think the third building to the south should have them as well. I'm going to look on a real map because I'm curious. Maps. Let's see, where is this? Right here. Little thing. Newtown Creek Wastewater Treatment Plant. That is exactly what it is. So yeah, those pools of water are legit. Interesting. Nice discovery, Pie Man. Some are made of road. Yes, this road is made of road. In fact, it's. I bet all these.
Gingerbread.
I'm sorry.
So the gingerbread man sits in a gingerbread house. Is he made of house, or is the house made of flesh? He screams, for he does not know.
I do know that one. Yeah, I think these are supposed to be water as well. Good call, Pie Man. Actually, yeah. Sorry, I just noticed your comment, Anatomy of Student, about Python. I think Python is one of the best intro coding languages. It can teach you some slightly weird habits. Like the fact that indentation means something and is not just a nice to have. But it's a very forgiving language, and the fact that you need one line of code to make hello world as opposed to some more complicated languages is definitely a plus in its favor.
This building is made of tree.
Or is the tree made of building?
Well, at the moment, it happens quite a lot on this street. There seems to be a lot of issues on this particular street. The trees didn't merge properly. The foundations on the corner of the buildings didn't set up properly.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I wonder what's so special about this street.
Yeah, I see what you mean about the trees.
And it's literally all the way up. Foundation's fine there, though.
Correct.
Not really noticing any more foundation issues.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad that was an isolated issue.
You hope.
I hope. Relatively isolated.
Let's move on to another section of the city, shall we?
Another one for you to break.
Shh. Let's not tell them my secrets. Wow, this is a big open area of water. It is known.
It
oh
is
no!
known. Your secret's out.
Wonder where I'm at now. Small island area.
I think you may have found Roosevelt Island, but there's not enough buildings. Oh no, yep, this is Roosevelt Island. And
so there's supposed to be more buildings?
No, I think this is correct. What are you staring at, Pie Man?
Water trees.
Ah, got it. I think I saw in Diamond.
Someone mentioned they were vanquished.
That there was there it is. That there was a little section here that, there's a water tree right in the middle of the river. And it has...
Now here's a question.
Yep.
Will you be putting a plane in the approximate location of the Hudson where it landed?
The old Sully Sullenberger trick.
There you go.
I did notice that there was a section of the world... Oh boy, here it goes. It's a lot of water.
Huh?
I noticed that there was a section of the world where the image of a plane is imprinted on the water.
That could be fun.
Yeah. Oh, this is... I have like a 200 by 200 area filling itself with water. Oh, somebody's here.
Oh, nice. That's why we're starting to lag a little.
Yep.
But I thought it would just be kind of interesting if you we're able to get people to put in little Easter eggs that knew things about New York and Manhattan and all that.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that would be fun. So one of the things we're going to be doing is having a bit of a scavenger hunt. We're probably going to set that up in, maybe a week or 10 days. Let's say 10 to 14 days. Yeah, so that'll be a scavenger hunt to go searching around and answering trivia. And the hope is that we have some kind of real-world prize at the end of it.
I'd highly recommend that if you do real world prizes, gift cards
Gift cards. All right.
would
Smart.
be of significant value, like $50 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
if it's something that's in the budget.
All right.
um, that way, I mean, you basically just need an email address to send a picture of said gift card information. You know,
Yeah.
you're not getting the address and having a risk
Oh,
of
interesting.
somebody being.
Yeah, that's a good point. Better privacy all around that way.
Mhm.
Uh, Pie Man, where did you see this road building road?
I'm thinking some of this was done in the winter.
Yes, I believe so. I believe you are correct about that. I noticed that some of the grassy areas are quite brown.
Well, there's quite a few buildings with a lot of white on top of them.
Hmm. This is a very large building, but I think this may actually be legit. Where are we? Let me find the street sign.
Also,
There's
the
one.
storm has made it here. Hooray!
A storm. That's exciting.
Yes, for tonight and tomorrow, they're advising anyone that lives in a mobile home or up on a hill to not live there tonight and tomorrow. Because there's supposed to be some extremely severe winds coming through, possibility of tornadoes,
Ooh,
etc.
that's a little too exciting. Let's see. I think if I have this right, Pie Man, that this is a storage. Yes, this is a massive self-storage facility called Storage Post Self-Storage. And it looks like it abuts a movie studio, Silver Cup Studios. So this is legitimate.
You know, if you were to make this like an adventure mode of sorts,
Right.
it would be kind of interesting because I imagine there's a lot of food places on a lot of these different
Oh
blocks.
yeah,
Is there not?
absolutely.
So it'd just be kind of something fun that you set it up with a command block where they push a button, get a chicken or get a steak or a baked potato or a fish or
I like that. I like that. That's clever. That's a great idea.
because I don't know if you have it set to where they can't get not hungry or whatever, but
I'm thinking everyone will be creative, but if not, then definitely food will be important.
let's see. Oh, what's over here? Is this something I can break?
I'm sure it is. Excuse me. I'm sure it is. Greenpoint Avenue and Railroad Avenue. Let's see what this bridge looks like. This looks complicated.
Ooh, that is I think I know what it's supposed to be. It did not translate very well though.
Interesting.
Does a good job on ramps. I've seen some good places where the ramps are great and other places where you wonder what the thing was thinking.
Indeed. Here's a railroad avenue that has a railroad. I was driving around some
Nice.
rural towns in Vermont, and it was interesting the number of places that had a railroad avenue, but there was no longer a railroad there.
There was actually a trolley system where I live that took you to
Ooh.
different places in town, and it also took you out. I think it was like 2 miles outside of town
Okay.
to a large area that was kind of a park, but it was mostly just an open grassy field
Hmm.
along the river, basically. So I
Got it.
mean, you had your chance to go fish or picnic or whatever.
Right. Cool.
But there's actually still evidence of the trolley tracks down certain streets because they didn't bother ripping any of it up. They
Oh,
just
interesting.
paved over it.
Right. Huh. Sorry, folks, I'm staring at this building. I'm just updating my to-do list with some of the things we've been talking about.
Aha.
What's that, TR Freak?
Did you want to teleport to my current location to see?
Yes, I would like to do so.
I don't know how big of an issue it is, but it does look like a translation error issue.
Alrighty. Let's see.
What?
What? Oh, that's an interesting one. Let's see. A triangle. This is inside the park.
I mean, I can kind of understand that there should be a gray surrounding it for a curb and a grassy insides and maybe a tree, but
I think this may actually be correct. This looks like 72nd and 5th Avenue. Let's see how close I am.
The fact you can memorize all this still baffles me.
72nd and 5th Avenue. I mean, I've been roaming around the city for a few years. Let's see, 72nd and 5th Avenue. No, that's pretty legitimate.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, somebody in their somebody that designed that needs to be slapped upside the head because that just looks stupid.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. Yeah, the trains or buses. Yep, that road forks off and goes this way, and then the other side of the road forks off and goes that way. And the sidewalk crosses here.
And it has grass randomly here alongside the road?
Where are you? Yep,
right.
Yep, that path, the sidewalk is not actually alongside the road. There's grass there. Yep.
But this side, it's alongside the road.
Yep. That's what I'm seeing.
Wow.
I cannot explain that one.
Well, apparently they hate people that have OCD issues, and they want somebody to track them down and slap them upside the damn head. Pink blocks.
A little randomness. So this is where it tries to translate something it sees in an image. And there must have been something that on average was pink here. Hello, cat. You have a cat following you around, Christy Geo. What I suspect happened here was that there was a vehicle very close to the side of the road, and it incorporated that into the median.
In the holes. There's semi-trucks and limos. What, get rid of the cat?
No. I fed the cat some fish.
Oh.
Get rid of the random pink blob.
I've noticed some on top of buildings and such.
Interesting. That makes sense to me. That definitely makes sense to me. One of the things that we're going to be introducing soon in GeoPipe's real 3D models that are a little bit less blocky than our Minecraft models is roof clutter. So things like water towers and HVAC units and solar panels and all that good stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Coming soon to a city near you.
Getting it to actually build it to where it looks like them, though, might be a trick.
That's definitely a trick, translating them into Minecraft. That is a good question. How many buildings are in the world? I don't know the answer to that. That is a very good question.
I have another one for you.
Tell me. Oh, you mean you
Totally
have another
way.
problem? I thought you meant you had
Yep.
another question for me.
I know, I'm full of problems.
A hole in the ground. Where are we? You're going to call that out, and you're not going to call out this body of water that's turned into gray wool?
A swamp? Oh, I hadn't got that far yet. I saw that and got distracted.
Why is
There's a
there...
joke there that I could say, but I'm not going to
That's
for
probably for the best.
PG reasons.
That's probably for the best. So why is there a hole in the middle of this? Where is this? Huh.
We're not too far from that fountain you built.
Oh, yeah. Ah, yes. I'm pretty sure there's a fountain here. So what we're learning is sometimes fountains go all the way down to the bottom of the world. That I'm going
It's
to
a
make
good
a note
place
of.
for them.
Yeah.
Who needs a fountain? They just stupid. Yeah, that's an interesting. What that? Was there a nice big sludge pile going through the river at one point? And
Hey, what's up, the Porsche Tiger? I'm afraid I don't remember you. Unless you had a different username. Yeah, I can't explain that water. That's very interesting.
it's not just surface level though. It's
Really?
actually down.
Huh.
It generated the chunks incorrectly,
Oh, interesting.
and it's perfectly flat too. So
Hmm.
probably be worth a look to see what the data looks like for that here.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe it's incomplete.
Maybe. Maybe it just didn't spot the water.
Oh hey, my vehicle's getting a free pressure washing outside.
As long as your internet stays up.
Just
What's up?
I wonder if this is more of a water treatment plant or if it decided that it was going to build a house out of water because it's got trees growing in the middle of it too.
Interesting. So I think there's supposed to be a
Wish we could-
shoreline here somewhere that got lost. Huh. That's really interesting.
Let's see. I'll wait until you get a chance to look at where I'm at to sponge it.
Oh. That's aggressive.
Yeah, I'm really lost. Unless this is supposed to be a fountain and it almost did it.
That would be a large fountain. Actually, it's also raised up a bit with the... Oh. I'm gonna look at this on a map. Where are we?
Heck, I don't even see a street.
That's fun, Pie Man.
Nice. It's a heck of an Easter egg. Yeah, I don't even see any actual street. Oh, wait, maybe there's a road here. Um, some really messed up roadways here.
Oh, that's where we are.
Let's see what this cross
We're in
cross
the
street is.
Ramble.
Oh, you figured it out?
I did figure it out. By looking at
Okay,
that map.
well.
Huh. So this is an area of Central Park called the Ramble. Lots of little paths that go winding in and out. I don't think it got it right because I think a lot of these big sections of pavement are supposed to be grass.
So maybe it needs to reevaluate.
Yeah.
Oh, so here is a question for you on a geopipe side before we call it a night.
Yep.
Now, if you tell Geopipe, hey, okay, we've updated this map data, you've learned this new stuff, now go fix it.
Right.
Will it do it to a live map while we're here, or will it do it only in an offline mode manner?
Only in an offline mode. So we decided that we didn't want it correcting things and then overwriting the things that people have been working on here. So that we decided we would manually pull in any changes that it makes, any corrections that it makes now that this is live. We might go the other way. We might pull in some of the changes that people make in this world to kind of an authoritative world. But we want to make sure we don't lose what people work on, in pulling in what the server corrects.
Okay, so you know more about the Minecraft world data than I do by far. Is there a way to detect that a player placed something compared to what was generated by Geopipe and just leave those alone?
Not from the data that lives in the chunks. However, because we have the original copy of the world from before anybody started working on it, we can do like a diff, a difference check against how the world was when it started and figure out everywhere where people modified things.
Totally gonna get knocked out. But anyway, yes, you know me. I gotta ask those important programming questions.
Absolutely, they're good questions. Yeah, in fact, in the course of building this, we actually had to make a Minecraft, basically a new Minecraft Python library. Because there wasn't an existing one that was even close to up to date. The last one that came out was designed for Minecraft like 1.12 or so. So not only did it not do tall worlds, it didn't deal with something that was introduced in Minecraft in 1.13 called the flattening, where instead of using, you might remember when blocks all had numbers associated with them.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
I think that was close to before my time.
Okay. Well, they changed it so instead of numbers, every block has a name, like what you type in when you use the give command. So, the library had to be written that could handle all of that. So that was a fun additional project. This reminds me of trying to dewater my ocean monument in the server where I had my big tower.
I remember some of that.
That was a project.
I helped you dig out a little bit of it.
You did indeed. I think you had quite a few architectural suggestions on that particular project as well, if I recall.
Yep. It was a lot of fun. We should collaborate a big project like that.
We should. Given how much time we each have, I feel like working together in our next version of the Chemtech Minecraft server is probably the only way we're going to have a reasonably sized build.
Yeah. Well, I have decided I'll probably keep up my single-player world, obviously.
Right, makes sense.
And then I'll probably focus on Chematech for a while.
Okay.
And then, kind of bounce back and forth between it, because I never did get around to beating the dragon. And...
Okay. Oh, never?
No, I have not beat the dragon yet. I
Oh,
was working
interesting.
on getting myself some good armor, and I was doing kind of in-game stuff before in-game happened.
That's fun.
Because I had a really good system working for the villagers. I was getting them all situated. I now have a plan and know how to handle them going
Okay.
into the next version. Like, I tried to copy some of the ideas you implemented in the last version with your villager farm and stuff, and then
Right.
realized that was overly complicated for what I wanted to try and accomplish.
All right.
But I came up with something that works really well, really simple, so
Nice.
found where train tracks should be. Interesting.
It's got
So,
my attention.
does the game... Yeah, sure it did. So does it actually active or put tracks down, or...
No, it does not, and that's definitely something I want to add to a future version. It does not do train tracks. It does know where there are train tracks, but it doesn't put them down.
Okay, that was good. Try and get rid of some of this here. There's the logs. Ah!
Ah. Alrighty, I think I'm gonna call it an evening. It was very fun playing with you, TI Freak. Thanks for taking a look around this world and helping to fix some of the more egregious differences from the real world. It was
No problem.
always good to do a joint stream with you. I wish I had an opportunity to do it more often. And thanks to all the rest of you who hopped on and played, found some issues, fixed some things, and just sort of existed in the world with us.
Indeed, it was great to be on.
Likewise.
Been a long time since I've played Minecraft with other people.
It's definitely been a while for me, many months, especially doing it in a collaborative sort of way, not passively.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, well
I understand.
have yourself a very good weekend, sir, and I'm sure I'll see you around.
All right, well, enjoy your weekend, friend.
Thank you much. Good night, everyone. Bye.
See ya.